Lambda Chi Alpha has really established a torch, a legacy that has passed from generation to generation. We see a bunch of people who you would never believe would be concerned. Here's what makes Theta Delta Theta Delta. There's something special about the brotherhood, especially at Theta Delta, that is just so tight-knit, wanting to build each other up and really inspiring those who come after us to take up that bond and then instill that in the generation that follows.
It was house leaders, like guys that had charisma, guys that had a passion, guys that had a drive to do something bigger.
Connection extends beyond generations. There's so much history and connection to this place.
Family, it truly is something you can't create.
There was one common goal, and a lot of us just were looking for that brotherhood.
They stood by me all the way, and I stood by them, and that considered that loyalty.
We also heard in an agreement that we were going to get through at least 1 year at a time with each other.
There's nothing that you can give this house that will serve justice to what this house has given to you. But we sure as heck try. And that's the common bond that we all have here. We all just want to feel that home. And Theta Delta does a good job of making you feel like, man, this was always your home. We were just waiting for you to get old enough to join.
The core principle of what Lambda Chi Alpha is, it taught me to stand up and be the person that I want to be.
To all of a sudden be in a place that wasn't blood relation, I started to realize you could choose family.
So just never had that like true trust and bond with family until I came here, and it was that first day of Rush. They took me to the pit where all the values were, and that's kind of the moment where I realized like, oh, they mean business here. It still holds true to this day. There's not a single time where I don't walk in this house and I don't feel loved, welcomed.
I've never had a place so open to visitors before. You never know who's going to walk through the door.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Those roots of Theta Delta are deep in the ground, and it takes a massive challenge to uproot this challenge. It's been wrong many times, and every time it survives and it's strong, it's stronger each time.
Within the next 100 years, there's going to be young men who need the same exact things that shaped and changed my life. It's so special what we have here and the family that we have.
Monumental change takes place in Theta Delta. Its impact, spanning a lifetime, acts as a major landmark in every brother's life. And for many, marks the most significant oath they've ever taken. Whether you've been here for all 4 years, 1 year, stayed for 7, or came back 20 years later to be initiated, we all come back home. Our lives, the lives of those around us, the lives of those that will appear in our future, all will benefit from the men that we discover within ourselves, within these walls. We may not have it all figured out. We may still be lost at times. But with everything that we have learned here with each other, those woods just aren't so scary. It has been implanted in our hearts. It is just what we become. And that's why we love this place so much. So raise a glass. Here's to Lambda Chi. Here's to Theta Delta. Here's to 100 years of brotherhood.
Deserve that. I appreciate you. We made it. We made it to 100 years. It's like I've been worried about our charter every day for 25 years. I had to come back and worry about it more. You know. Welcome to the 100-year Gala, everybody. Thank you for being here. We
we've had brothers come from all over the states. I think actually who traveled the longest, John Gertie, and we're John Gertie, who came all the way from London. And he's worried he left the oven open. I don't know how the oven on. We almost didn't get here, so we're glad to have all of you. Seriously, Ed Holt said to me, "Hey, like we're just never going to be in the same room, all of us together again." And for many of us, this is the first time we're all in the same room now. And you know, it's like I was standing back there listening to you guys, and man, you know, we always say there's something special about Theta Delta, and it's hard to put into words. And tonight, you're still not going to be able to put it into words. And that's why we love each other so much. This is a family. It really is. It truly is. And it spans generations. There are some other people that have some great things to say tonight, so I'll get on with it. But really quickly, I just wanted to introduce some special guests here tonight. We have the president of OCU, Dr. Ken Evans. Where you guys. Thank you so much for being here, sir. And also Miriam Ortega and Kobe Harrington from the Office of Alumni Engagement. They're here. Thank you guys for your support. We'll hear more about what they've done for us later on. And also from the Office of Administration, formerly HQ, from my old heads in the room, formerly HQ, the Office of Administration, we have Dr. Ed Wilkinson, our Grand High Delta is here. We also have Simon Taylor, our Chief Learning Officer from Office of Administration, as well as Nathan Gray from the Educational Foundation. So thank you, gentlemen, for making this trip. We've accomplished a lot in just a few short years. We've created an alumni advisory board. We've remodeled the front room, repaved the driveway, filled the volleyball pit with sand, new volleyball net, the legacy table. Michael Becker still holds monthly meetups at the Olive Garden off the Expressway. Alumni participation is at an all-time high, and it's not because of me. And I appreciate the love that I've got this week, but it's because of this house. And all of you who are here, in effect, everybody around you. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for caring, and thank you for taking care of this place that we love so much. We always said that these are going to be the guys that are with you forever, and here we are. So I hope you enjoyed the evening tonight. If you have any complaints, we have some Sergeant at Arms here. I think Delcamp's here, Crouch, Sean Moore. Just direct them all at them. We're going to have some fun tonight. So really quickly, I'd like to introduce to the stage Clayton Jones, our current High Rho, and Reed Taylor, our current High Kappa. And away we go. Enjoy that.
My name is Clayton Jones, Theta Delta 1452, and I am the active High Rho right now.
And my name is Reed Taylor, Theta Delta 1447. I am the High Kappa. Yeah, so Theta Delta has an incredibly rich history, and it all started at 2323 North Indiana Avenue, right across 23rd Street. And if it weren't for those brothers, none of us would be here tonight. So thank you.
Thank you. So as I've been serving as the Rho, I've been unreasonably lucky, especially through this year, for it to be the century mark for us, to get to know and really get a connection with the alumni. It has been fantastic. Through events that we throw, I know we've had some philanthropy events with alumni, to things like this that we did last night and today. It has been fantastic to see this connection grow. So tonight we want to honor the brothers from across 23rd Street. Maybe.
The old house is very nice and unique too.
The house sat on a hill and it overlooked the whole campus. It was just real majestic, and the exterior was covered in ivy. And the brick-handed paint was original brick. It was sharp. That downstairs, man, it was Cadillac. We had fancy carpet, we had a little study over here in the corner where you were supposed to have a little private conversations where you could try to sing girls in, but anyway. And it's been great now. Green walls, as I recall. Yeah, the burlap was great. They had bifold doors that opened into the dining room and elevations. Yeah, I enjoyed living
in the house?
The house was pretty full.
On that second floor, so that's 15 guys. We had 2, 4, 6 on the third day. A lot of the guys who became alpha liked to be up there. Plus 6, that's 21. Our chapter size, we were in the upper 30s, about 40.
And on the third floor, there were little cubicles, kind of like a rabbit den type thing. They weren't the best things, but it was, what do you care when you're 18, 19, living in a tiny house? We also had the meals at the house.
What was her name? Mary, yeah, Mary Patel.
And you did what she said, or else.
There's some things that she used to make that were just unbelievable. Salmon croquettes.
We have very gracious, the house mother, Grace Chevron.
She brought a presence to that house.
She was elected appointed award of the house mother of the year nationally.
You look up the word lady in the dictionary, and her picture would be there.
Etiquette, things like stand up and when a lady enters the room, make sure your napkin is on your left lap, and how to serve a meal.
We had to have a coat and tie at lunch. She had a session for us because the pledges serve meals. The fork went over here and the knife and the spoon went here. I still remember that today. Well, you were out of session taking. Yeah, you were messing up a lot of those things. Never stopped me from eating food. You did not want to make her upset. There was one professor that would come once in a while, and he would eat dessert first. Yeah. And that really pissed her off. The dinner was over, she got up, we escorted her out, then we left. Every time. Created Corman during the meeting.
It's a great relationship to have someone like that, an older female influence.
She's a great person. Unbelievably nice person. Love Lambda. She really did.
People were always crossing back and forth across 23rd Street. I'm surprised they weren't hit by cars.
You kind of had to wait to make sure that you weren't going to get run over.
A student who would come across the street and sit out on the porch in the springtime was every afternoon was awesome. People drop by, girls get out, come on the porch, just crowd. And when we went through Rush and you went through the door and you walked into that room, you knew you were somewhere where you wanted to be. It wasn't intimidating, it was inviting. And you just came in and all of a sudden everybody was at home. And I would have never left, but I had a girlfriend that said, we're getting married. I said, okay. So it was such a good time that here we are 60 years later talking about it. I know we sound like a bunch of old guys, and we are, but that's really the way that it was. It's a great time. Oh yeah, great time.
Here to accept the dedication for the old house is Stan Sewell, TD 692.
I suspect this will be hanging in the new house, not the representation of the old house. Contrary to popular belief, I was not on the building committee of the original house. I took a gap year at the high school and the following year. But I think Dr. Rick Beller was there at that time. And Ron Hendricks might have been there as well. Ron Hendricks, wave your hand, Ron, was house manager when I was he was house manager when I was a pledge, and he was a mean dude. But I'll tell you what, when I came, 1964, the fall of 1964, that house had just been remodeled a year or two or three before, and those guys were so proud of that house, how it looked. And Ron, I won't start to say forced, but he instilled in us the pride that they felt
the appearance of that house. So Ron, I thank you for that. You forced us to do stuff that we didn't want to do, but it paid off in spades. And I'm very, very grateful for that. I've just got a couple of minutes here, and I just want to talk about three things. Time, brotherhood, and traditions. Time passes, and it has. And here we are 100 years later. We're in our second house. We started as a local fraternity, then we're a national fraternity, Theta Kappa Nu, which merged with Lambda Chi Alpha. And earlier, one brother there said, and Terry Zinn, I think, is the one that talked about this, is that we're the oldest fraternity chapter in the state of Oklahoma. I suspect that's true. I can't prove it, but if Terry says it, it's true. So, guys, I want you to think about time. It's coming around the corner all day, every day. It may be time to think about how long are we going to stay in that house where we are now. Some brothers before us had the insight, the foresight, to buy a piece of property that the current house sits on right now while we still live in the old one at 2323 North Indiana. Just the thought, it may be time to think about that again. We'll see. The house is 50 years old. I was involved in that house when we started the process to sell the 2323 and move to 2525 North Virginia. So think about that. Brotherhood. My big brother's here. Excuse me, Dr. Jack Bellman. I haven't seen him in, I'm not going to tell you how long, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Because I didn't make my grades the first semester. He's my big brother, and he made me do what I needed to do to get my grade point up where it needed to be so I could be initiated. And I'm eternally grateful for that. Eternally grateful. I've been fortunate to have some experience from the general fraternity point of view. I served on the Alumni Advisory Committee back in the 70s, and I attended several General Assemblies and a Steve seminar, and I was on the Alumni Advisory Board at SMU when they went through some struggles and we ended up losing that chapter. Brothers, you don't want to do that. You don't ever want to go through closing the chapter. It's not my chapter, but I was there with other brothers in Lambda Chi from various universities besides SMU. And with the experience with them, and serving on the Alumni Advisory Board, knowing a lot of the Zeta and the executive directors that we've had, this thing is, like somebody said earlier, this thing is just bigger. It's bigger than us. And until you experience that, I encourage you to do that, to get involved either here at Theta Delta or wherever you live. Get involved and learn more about the general fraternity. That's brotherhood. Traditions. Ron did a lot of traditions with us. Someday we'll tell, when all the ladies aren't here, we'll talk about the gold bar. Some of you know what that was. That's a tradition that's come and gone, but it's been replaced by something else. And I encourage you to make this new table that we have with the coat of arms in it. I haven't seen it yet, I've seen a picture. But there may be some traditions that are in common. So keep those traditions, the new ones, the old ones. Keep the values. You saw the 7 core values that were on the wall there. Gosh, those are important. Keep those values. That's what makes us different. Every one of the brothers in here has gone through the same ritual. Every other brother that's Lambda Chi anywhere in the world has gone through the same ritual. That's what makes us unique and makes us brothers. Time passes. Brotherhood continues. Traditions change. Never graduate. I'm proud to be a member of Theta Delta.
Truman, I guess he's the most famous one. And some of our brothers who got achievement awards was like Vince Orza. Also, of course, Herman Minders, and I have a great deal of admiration for Herman.
There's been several actors, several really influential people at NASA, like scientists and engineers.
Will Forte, he's one of my favorites. That's a good one. I know Fred Bolitnikoff, who the Bolitnikoff Award is named after.
I can name Theta Delta #1 wheel Finn.
Danny Chesney, right? The only All-American tennis player, Division I, Steve Whitman.
You know, we've got Harry Truman. Obviously.
Jim Doolittle, the Doolittle Ray that I don't remember too.
Vince Orza.
Nick Drago. He is our bigger. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some. The President of the United States?
The guy who made What Would You Do? Andrew Jackson's Rock.
I know Cody, and that's I don't know. Harry Truman? Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
There's Howard Lee, John Tesh, Chris Evans is a Lambda I think it's Chris Evans. Chris Evans, Captain America. I believe Captain, because well, that's what Vincent Robinson said.
Okay, very cool.
Dude, I'll talk about specifically the names that we always throw around at Theta Delta. Obviously, Herman Minders and Mark Kelly. Adam Jones, Darius Wright is a following.
You think about him and what he's done for business.
First one I want to mention is obviously Herman Minders, because we wouldn't have a front room, we wouldn't have this house most likely without Herman Minders. We wouldn't have the new hardwood floors without Herman Minders.
This house wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Herman Minders. Herman is giving this house over $250,000. And he doesn't just give it, he expects a lot from it, and he expects a lot from us.
And OKC would not be what it is without Herman Minders.
Thank you very much. What an honor it is for me today to get to stand up here and talk about Theta Delta 548, Mr. Herman Minders. I got to know Herman through kind of a tough time. Lungs had to take the fraternity over back in their 80s, and that was the first time I met Herman. And that group of Lambda guys from the early 50s, they were the great generation, I can guarantee you that. When they told us what we were up against, I was really nervous. But those guys were so optimistic. We're going to make this work, no matter what. We're Lambda guys. We went down to about 5 members. We were behind on our mortgage payments. Herman made arrangements with Nationals on the payments. Within 2 years, we had turned it around. And it was thanks to some real good leadership with the new members that we had. And Mark Hicks is up there, and he's the main one right there. One of the best high alphas we ever had. So we had some financial problems then, and we had casino parties before casinos were in Oklahoma. They weren't legal then either. But we had them in Herman's office, and We raised a lot of money, and we got the payments caught up. But in 1995, we had a little mishap over the house. The roof became part of the floor in the main room. So I was on the housing corporation then, and I went to visit Herman, and Herman looked at me and said, "Are you going to be in charge of this project?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "I want 3 bids, and I want a pitch roof." And got him those bids, and I was shocked at how much it was. And he just said, "Okay, you take care of it," and wrote the check. That started something with me and him on different projects that I oversaw, but he funded. One time we were having a little meeting, and we were talking about the finances again, and it was getting really rough to be able to make the house payments again. He said, "All right, what you need to do is go out and raise money, and I'll match it, and we'll pay that loan off." And that's what we did. Thanks to all the people, all the alums, a lot of them here in the room that gave a lot of funds at that time. Then we had another match just recently, and I just want to say Chase Rowan led that venture. And what a fundraiser! There ain't a better fundraiser than Oklahoma City than that guy. I remember when I told Herman how much it was and how many members gave. He was shocked, but he smiled and wrote that check. He didn't care about how much it was. He was just so impressed what Chase had done. Other projects that he's funded 100%. Siding on the house, paving of the parking lot, new porch on the front with steps you can walk up. That was no joke. The president of the school at the time told him that was a hazard. He bought the lot behind the house, and he gave those to you, but he told them that as long as the Lambda house is there, they have use of it. It's for their use. And everybody knows how much everybody likes to play volleyball here. So also he funded a lot of trips to his ranch, the Diamond Age. How many people in the room here have been to the Diamond Age? Many projects were funded by that Diamond Age trip. Picking up rocks, huh? Remember that? So Herman's I tried to calculate approximately how much he's given. I just want people to know what this man has done for us. About $400,000. Unbelievable. That is, I couldn't believe it when I started adding it up. It was unbelievable. But so, and as many of you know, LaDonna and Herman are the largest donors to Oklahoma City University. More than that, he's a very humble man, and he gets to know us as individuals. He's a great mentor. He gave us such a great example of what hard work pays off. I could speak about individual things that I've seen him do for other people, not just Lambda guys. I could stay up here for hours, but Nick told me not to stay very long. He has shown the love he has for Lambda Chi, the faith he has for each one of us. and the hope that we'll give back as he did. So he couldn't be here tonight. He lost his wife, LaDonna, a couple of weeks ago, and he couldn't get around tonight. So what we're going to do tonight is, his birthday is next week, the 15th. So we have a very large card, and Paul Shipley has agreed to walk around each table and have everybody sign in here. So please sign the card, wish him happy birthday, and thank him for what he's done for us. Thank you very much.
Everyone give Mr. Kelly one more round of applause. Hey everyone, I'm Cody Cochran, current High Alpha, Theta Delta 1438.
Hey y'all, my name is John Regan, and I'm Theta Delta 1456, the current High Beta.
And so we're coming to talk and speak a little bit on our current house. And before we get to that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for each and every one of you that are in this room, being here with us, supporting us with our 100-year gala. It means the world, especially I know to these active members. So again, thank you.
Everybody, we want to take a moment and kind of talk about what's going on at the house currently. So currently we have 29 members active. We have 6 outstanding associates. Genuinely, y'all, this associate class right now that we have is something truly special. Yeah, come on. We also have 9 brothers living in the house, and some things we've been doing around this year. We've been doing community service projects, raising money for our philanthropies, winning intramural football games and basketball games, you know, the important stuff, as well as numerous brotherhood events. And most importantly, we are more connected in campus than I believe ever before. Whether it's between SGA, members running campus tours, orientation leaders, housing, shows, or athletics, we're covering it all. And we are truly being leaders on our campus and striving to make OCU a better place. It's not easy though. We've been through a lot of highs and a lot of lows in this fraternity. But one thing through it all that holds us all together is the love of this brotherhood. I truly believe that it's why we have so many people that have gathered here today, that have made arrangements to be here, because of the love for this brotherhood and the specialty that this chapter specifically holds here at Theta Delta. With that being said, I'm going to pass the mic again to Cody Cochran. Awesome, thank you, John. Give John a round of applause. And one real quick note, on top of everything that he mentioned as far as orientation leaders, shows, housing, athletics, we did this all while maintaining a GPA average as a chapter of 3.48. So really quick, I'm just going to ask all of my active members to stand up just for 1 second. I know some of y'all are still eating, but stand up just for 1 second. Gentlemen, look around real quick while you're standing up. There won't be anything else like this that we'll see in our lifetime. It's amazing, soak it in. It only happens once. Thank you, brothers. And out of everyone else in the room, all of our amazing alumni and guests at Lambda Chi, so being the one business student in the fraternity, you know, I'm really into stocks. You know, we know the stock market, it's jumping a little bit, it's a good deal, so give me a raise of hands. Who buys stocks? Yeah, yes, thank you. All right, y'all. For those of you who buy stocks, even those of you who don't,
I'll give you a little tip, a little insider trading right here. All these fellas that stood up, invested, buy stock in these guys. These freshmen, these sophomores, even juniors, they've been through it all. Personally, on our exec committee, we had 4 freshmen last year making decisions, leading the fraternity. These guys have the grit, the determination, and the want to lead us into these next 100 years. So again, fellas, thank y'all for coming out here, celebrating with us, and y'all have a great night. And one last remark, join me in welcoming current active member and my high Theta, Orion Turner.
Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Wonderful. Well, my name is Orion Turner. I'm the current high Theta. Some of you guys, when you were in the house, this was called the second vice president. This means I handle community service, philanthropy, and community involvement. And can I just say, it is a great day to be a Lambda Chi. One of my favorite members of this chapter said that, Tony Kesarwani. And after all, it's our 100th year, so we should be excited. But let's not make a mistake, brothers. It's not a coincidence that it's our 100th year. It's not a mistake. It's a through line. It's not a mistake that we have alumni that go on to be leaders and members of our United States military. It's not a mistake that our alumni go on to perform on Broadway, like Destin Owens, like Darius Rucker. It's not a mistake that our alumni go on to be entrepreneur leaders like Herman Meidner. So what is it? What is the through line? And I would conject that part of it is the way that we all live our lives. Kalepe ta kala. It's not without labor. And I joined a fraternity because when I started going to college, I realized that it wasn't going to be forced upon me anymore. I wasn't going to have to be a good person. I could go through and be selfish. Nobody was going to force me to come and help the poor and clean up the streets and create deep and meaningful, loving relationships like brotherhood. And I needed that because that was my duty. So what do? We serve our community. Since I've started this position, we started the first ever Social and Serve. The Social and Serve is an all-Greek philanthropy or service project where every organization, every sorority, and every fraternity is present at our house to serve our community because that's what it's really about. This year, we logged over 100 hours of service to the zoo, to the food bank, and just walking up and down 23rd and giving people the food that they need. And then, most recently this semester, we started a partnership with the DEI office, where we send brothers 3 to 5 hours a week to work their office free of charge. Because we recognize that community service goes not just to the community around us, but to the community that we live in. And our most large endeavor, Philanthropy Week. Philanthropy Week, yes. Philanthropy Week is when we program a week of events to fundraise money for charity. Specifically, we fight to end suicide and to end food insecurity. And this is not without the help of you and the campus. Because of our campus, we have the #1 most attended reoccurring philanthropy event, Chop House. Chop House is in its 5th year, and it's a professional haunted house, and every member of campus cannot help but to come through once or twice to see it. We raised $1,000 for charity in one night this year. In fact, we had 15 alpha fees come through, and then they loved it so much they called all their littles and went in as a group of 30. Then, last semester, for the first time in Oklahoma City University history. We collaborated with the Ann Lacey School of Dance to raise money for charity. Nick Drago led a master class with all of those proceeds going towards my aforementioned charities. And of course, it's with your help as well. We have the poker night. We have the cornhole tournaments. We have the family day where we got to meet you and your families. And we realized we're a team in this. That we're all still dedicated to Kalepe Ta Kala. So this is what I know. After these 4 years are over, no one is going to force me to do this. No one is going to force me to serve my community. But this time, I'm going to be ready. Because I learned our little trick, not without labor.
TD 1426. Wait, how old are you? That's weird. Just a minute ago, the actors stood up and looked around, but I want all brothers in the room to look around. Indulge me, please. Look around. Take 5 seconds to look around at all of the generations that are represented here. Over 100 years with all of us in one room, I think it's important for us to remember that it's because of those who came before us that the experiences that we experienced and keep experiencing, all of the relationships, the friendships, the marriages, all of those are in part because of the contributions of other people. It's up to us, brothers, to help make sure that this generation gets to experience those same values.
An experience that I'm very thankful for, like Mark alluded to, is being able to fundraise $48,000 for the fraternity house. Whenever I became president, we had a lot of challenges in the fraternity house. Leaking plumbing, not up to par living situations. And with the help of so many alumni, we were able to overcome that unsurmountable challenge with ease. As Mark alluded to, that campaign was the highest number of donor count of any campaign for Theta Delta. And I am immensely thankful that each and every one of you were able to give for that. So give yourself a round of applause. In addition to that, Herman Minders was pivotal to getting that campaign forward. He offered a match and increased the donor turnout even more. So again, I want to thank Herman Minders, Mark Kelly, and all the other alumni that were able to get me that experience. From the bottom of my heart, that is one of the most impactful experiences of my college career. So I thank you very much for that. To that end, give the next 100 years of brothers their opportunity to do the same. It is important, like Cody said, to invest in each of the active brothers now. So with that said, there's 3 ways you can give. In your program, there's a QR code and a link to thetadelta.org/donate. You'll see a brief picture of it on the screen as well. We have 3 funds. And as a member of Housing Corps, the treasurer of Housing Corps, I'm excited to announce that we are designating the Dick Morrison Housing Corps Fund for the most immediate needs of the fraternity house. Contributions to this fund will go, again, to the most immediate needs of the fraternity house. The Mom C Fund, held with the Lambda Educational Foundation, contributions for that are tax deductible and go towards educational scholarships, educational projects for the house, and sending brothers to STED, GA, and any other conference to further their own education. Additionally, we have the OCU Fund, again, 501c3, tax deductible. In addition, These funds can be used for scholarships, dues, books, fees, anything for the education of our brothers. So, you hear a lot of stories tonight. Keep in mind, let's keep this going for the next 100 years. If you can give, please do. Thank you.
Ladies' hand always seems to be Zach Houston, Ian Logan,
and Mitch.
If you ask Dustin Sparks, he's gonna say Zach.
Ladies' man, obviously we go through.
Logan. Period. No said.
I would have said Cody Castellani. He wanted us to think he was more of a flirt than he actually was.
Bobby Cannon wears the crown when it comes to that.
Prince Barron was the handsome guy that girls came to talk to. Probably
He's doing it in the walk. Yeah, waiting for the ladies. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to give it to Tony.
That dude. It's nice to work strangers, bro. Like, for loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
Loose cannon is definitely Austin Harney. Like,
Hunter Manning.
Never knew what was going to happen when Rob Minner was around. Which made it actually pretty exciting. I really liked him.
Bloomer comes to mind for loose cannon.
House loose cannon, Phil the Castro. That's easy. It's going to help. You don't know what you're going to get. You learn that lesson along the way at some point. I mean, weren't we all pretty tough, right?
Doug. Doug was always a tough guy.
I mean, Mabry has tough guy.
I think he was sergeant in arms for years. Comfort was a tough guy.
It's a great job. Though, right? Like, he's the wild card.
Joey Dirty.
Joe Bonnie was like, I could have you killed. Some of those freshmen are terrifying. Joe Bonnie is my house tough guy because he believed we could be in the Sopranos. Yeah, House Funny Guy's probably be the toughest one because we have some comedians come through this place.
House Funny Guy, man, gotta give it to Adam Cook.
Was hysterical at West Sands. That airport, like, I'll never forget it.
Tanner Lovelace. Going on.
Always dead home. And he wouldn't even try, and that's why he was so funny.
I can't really pinpoint one because everyone is so hilarious.
We had a guy here named Larry Teeter. He did a deal about eating peanut butter sandwich that just make you laugh. Became a pretty famous actor. He was nominated for an Emmy.
1140s. West Sands. King of Diggers.
I won House Funny Guy once, and it's because everyone else that was funny left. Jeremy Coon, Chris Fenton, Aaron Carter, Bryce, Graham, Nick, the Golden Dragon. No, it wasn't Nick Paul. Nick Paul was next.
I gotta give it to Adam Cook. Hold up, he's in there because he's definitely.
Everybody was stupidly funny, but he was always like cracking the jokes.
Adam Cook is the House Funny Guy. He always has a smile on his face, and he always walked away with a smile on your face.
Adam Jones was very funny. He was like dating your daughter. I'm sure none of that.
I think Rob is the smallest person I know.
Everybody was such a character. Everybody. Yeah, it just depended on the day and the attitude.
That's in his backyard, actually.
Good evening, everyone.
My name is Todd Scott, Theta Delta 935. President in 1986, the day the House Concert Choir was my first day. It was great. I'd love to tell you I'm wearing this outfit because I have this great passion for forward movement and wearing dresses or be cool like Billy Porter, but it's not true. I just got released yesterday from the hospital and well, let's just say there's things going on that did not allow me to wear pants, so I apologize if I offended anybody, but if you like it, hey, what the hell. Oklahoma City University in 1985 when there were things called Pell Grants and there were a lot of things called scholarships. And it was a gift from God that I got to spend 4 years at Oklahoma City University. Not just because of the amazing education I got, but also because of the friendships that I made through this fraternity. And the friendships that I made through this fraternity. One of the friendships that I made that has changed my life forever is my friendship with Liz Young. As known to most and everyone as Mama Liz. And there's a lot of rumors out there, you know, people always say, oh, who did you connect with first? Who's her first? Let me settle it tonight. I'm Mama Liz's first. I even have the shirt with the emblem that she gave me to show you. Had I not been in the hospital, I'd have found it. No, but I just want to tell you tonight that the gift of energy and love changes the world. Everyone in here tonight has been impacted by Liz Young. You think, no, I've never met her. Maybe I heard her across the room or something, but no, you've been impacted by her because she's been impacting the lives of these young men, Theta Delta, Lambda Chi Alpha, for many, many years. So, our hats off to you, Mama Liz. We wish you could be here. But all things do work together.
If you need any type of advice on anything, especially women, Mom Liz was around to help you out. The fact that she put up with us and was so dedicated to us, I think speaks a lot to her character.
Her wit is still unmatched.
She viewed us as all of her kids.
Mama Liz worked in the society's office at the school, and Todd Scoggins and Todd Tolman were the two that brought Mama Liz into the fraternity. And then all of a sudden, Todd was inviting her to events, and we all started calling her Mama Liz because she, if we needed anything, whether it was her to help finesse a party that we were gonna have, and if we needed her to step in, maybe say something to the president if we needed something.
She was not overbearing. She gave you the right answer. Sometimes it was tough. Sometimes you didn't want to hear it. But that's what being a friend is. And she was a friend to us. She was just there. She was there for you. You are away from your parents for the first time. You got some independence, but man, it sure was nice to have her perspective around.
But she also would hold us to a standard as well, as a mom does. So if there were certain things we were stepping out of line, she didn't hold her tongue in that either.
Her role was to just kind of help guide us with that feminine energy, feminine perspective.
If you ever needed anybody to talk to, I wasn't that far from home, so I could go home to see my parents, but I know she was a comfort to a lot of brothers who would be homesick or just needed someone to talk to.
She'd always come by the house and give us a hard time. We'd always invite her to bid day. So, I love seeing some of the old pictures where she's on the porch in her letters.
She's one of those people that would do anything for me. I still call her Mom Liz, and crazily enough, when my mother passed, she was one of the people that was there. I again realized what that definition of family, a chosen family, is to me as a mother figure and as a person that cares deeply for us.
She was a great person. She was always dedicated, involved, and just loved what all she did for us.
I don't hesitate to say it's Mom Liz, and I love her to death.
And I love her.
Unfortunately, Mom Liz isn't able to be with us tonight, so accepting this award on our behalf.
son-in-law, Terry Brown, the magnificent $1 million check. You know, when we first told Mom that she was going to be honored tonight, she just was flabbergasted. And I think she was like, well, you know, I haven't been around the house in a long time, and I don't have any connection anymore. And I said, Mom, you know, you impacted Todd. You impacted Kevin Strauss. You impacted myself. And through you, we're impacting the people today. And so, you're not here, but you're here. And for that, we're eternally grateful. And so with that, Terry.
Thank you. So real quick, you want to be here. So if you guys would make a little heart symbol with your hands, hold them up. Let me get a picture here. Let me get a little video, just a little bit of video. Hearts, everybody say Mom Liz. Mom Liz! Awesome, awesome. Well, Todd may be the first, but I'm the favorite. I'll tell you about that in a second. First and foremost, also want to, Drago, Danny, Christy, Brian, wonderful prayer, the Drink Fairy, I don't want to say his name, their names, Mark Kelly, all of you, and you guys did an awesome job tonight. So everybody give them a round of applause. Wonderful job. Thank you. So Liz couldn't be here tonight. She's a little bit under the weather. She wanted to be here. Her heart is filled. She wrote a couple things, but I wanted to kind of go off script, if you don't mind. If you met your husband or Liz played matchmaker, would you please raise your hand? All the ladies out there, gentlemen, quite a few of you. Yes? Yes, Liz loved to play matchmaker. So a cheers to all the ladies out there in the room who put up with all of us brothers. A round of applause for all the ladies. So every one of us had the one, right? The one that influenced us to join Lambda Chi. So I am the son-in-law. I married Marnie, the oldest daughter of Liz Young. Many of you don't know the story though. Liz was driving through, I can't remember which street it was, but she was basically pulling up to a stop sign. I was crossing the street, was touring OCU the summer of 1988 on Theta Delta 963. And Liz had two Lambda Chi's in the back of her car. And when she stopped, I was crossing the street, she said, turned back to the boys and said, get out and rush that kid. And then they got out, they followed us, and she then turned to Kathy McCracken and said, that boy is going to marry my daughter. I had never met her, had never met Liz, had never met Marnie. Liz was my one. I hung out with the Lambda Chi's all summer, partied with them. I was going to OSU to be a veterinarian, and that changed when Liz was my one. She brought me into the fraternity. Every one of you have that one. There's a couple of you I was talking about. John Riggs came to OCU. Many of you were his brother. Some of you, he was your dean of students. John Riggs was one of my ones that I brought into OCU. We all have one of our ones. And I say that to just reinforce, Brian, you did a great job of being grateful. I'm grateful and I'm blessed. I am the favorite because I gave Liz her two grandchildren. So she is not only Mom Liz, she is Grandma Liz. But I am blessed and we are grateful that Liz is the one for a lot of us, not only to be in the fraternity, to give us insights, matchmaker, mom, all of those things. So I'm going to read what she put together. Again, take this under consideration. Her heart is filled tonight. And she will watch this and she is here in spirit. Thank you, forefathers, for establishing this chapter of Lambda Chi Alpha, because 40 years later, it changed my life. Todd Scoggins, the first, but not the favorite. Todd Thoman, Craig Rochelle played a very significant role in how I happened to become the Lambda Chi mom,
But it was Todd Scoggins who asked me to help just fill in the blank. Can you come? Same things. Which fork do we use? How do we have manners? You know, advice, questions, you name it, motherly love and advice. Some would come in and like, is she a cougar? Why is this old lady hanging out? She just loved young people. She never wanted to move to Florida because she's like, I want to be around young people. And you guys filled that need, want, and love for Liz. Fill in the motherly advice, help guide a few guys who had questions on what to do in certain circumstances. They got a bonus. I was friends with the Dean of Students, Tom Hagee, former OKC police chief. So she was always getting the Lambda guys out of trouble. She was intervening, and admittedly, we all had a great time and a fun learning experience. Again, God bless you all, and thank you for the memories. You fill her heart. Thank you. Thank you for keeping her young. Thank you for filling her heart. And I'll say this one last thing. Faith, hope, and love. You've given her faith, hope, and love, and also forgiveness. For our national Lambda guys up here, if a house gets in trouble, don't shut them down. Forgiveness. We've all asked for forgiveness. Theta Delta gets in trouble, which every now and then we do. Forgiveness. Yes. One last time, real loud, say, Mom Liz, we love you. Mom Liz, we love you. Thank you. We love you.
Okay, Nick, don't kill me. I'm gonna do one quick thing if you guys don't mind. I want to put out a challenge there. You know, I'm proud of my little brothers. First year retired Coleman, Craig Rochelle, and Dr. Desnones, his older brother, his big brother graduated. The group kept going. One thing we haven't done a great job of is challenging one another. I'm going to put a challenge out to my little brother Craig Rochelle tonight. I'm going to commit $1,000, and I believe that there's 49 more people who will give $1,000, and he'll match that to $500,000. Let's make him pay some of that green back to Lambda Chi, where we're not stressed about money all the time. He's one of the most generous ministers in America, and I think he might accept this challenge. So let's do it, brothers.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Lashley, Theta Delta 1322. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate Theta Delta's past 100 years, we now take a moment to honor and remember the brothers that have passed away. Each of these brothers walked alongside us, shared memories, and contributed uniquely to the relationships that we cherish. It's in their memory, with deep respect and love, that we pause tonight. And so, let us honor each of them by naming them and remembering their legacy. And I want to invite you, as I read each name, you're invited to stand for each of the brothers that has left an impact on your life. Lemuel Finn, Johnny Blue, Wayne Parker, Paul Duncan, Joe Black Sr., Jack Fowler, Bill Tom, Alex McKinnon, Dick Morrison, Cooper L. Parker, Carl Jackson, Charles Strain, Jim Malley, Danny Masters, Earl R. Megley, Joe Black, Steve Dickerson, Hank Santiusti, Nick Masodi, Charles Thomas Kite, Martin Baird Decker, Kirby Power Kid Murphy, Joe Reyes, Chuck Oldenburg, Steve Showalter, Gary Briggs, Richard Starwald, Sean W. Baker,
Jake Duran. Scott Wyman. Tim Cordes. Travis Ayers. Ryan Liggins. Justin Bloomer. Tevin Hill. Shay Dixon. Mayo Dean Gilson. DJ Lynn. Marvin Childers. John Dennis Kafara. As we remember each of these brothers, we offer our gratitude for the time that we shared, for the lessons that they taught us, and for the way that they strengthened our brotherhood. And for these brothers we named aloud, and the brothers not named this evening, we give thanks. Will you please join me in a word of prayer? We give thanks for the brothers who are no longer with us. We give thanks for the impact their relationships left on our lives. May their memory inspire us to live each day with purpose. And bless this brotherhood that we may continue to strengthen one another and continue the legacy that they left. Amen.
Remember the house phone number? I feel like there was a house phone, yeah. I don't remember the number.
Oh my gosh. 354? Oh man, I had it in my heart forever and ever and ever.
528 shop.
Oh,
That's right, that's right.
I don't think I've ever heard the house phone ring.
405-528 shop.
528 shop.
Oh, 528-1567.
246. Yeah. Okay, well, I got close.
Things like when you would come back, you would be like, hey, you guys want to
Lambda Capitalist Associate Kelly, how can I help you? I did it wrong once, you never do it wrong again.
Lambda Capitalist Associate Greg. I don't know if they made us do that. Surely they did.
I do remember the active membership throwing us out of the house because they asked what the phone number was, and one of our associates couldn't answer that question. And then when they followed that up with what is the address, and he couldn't answer that, we were not allowed back in the house for a couple of Stephen.
Hey y'all, my name is Henry Thompson and I'm honored to present the associate class of the 100th year of Lambda Chi Alpha Theta Delta chapter. Introduce ourselves. Hi, my name is Ian Tito. My name is
There's a mic button. There's a little power button on the side. So at this time, we, the associate class of the 100th year of Theta Delta, have the honor of introducing our next speaker to the stage. He is the 19th president of Oklahoma City University.
He began at OCU in July of 2021 after 8 years as president of Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas, and 6 years as dean at the College of Business at the University of Oklahoma.
Prior to OU, he served in a variety of roles at the University of Missouri-Columbia, as well as Arizona State University.
He received his doctorate from the University of Colorado and his MBA from California State University, Sacramento.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for President of OCU, Dr. Kenneth R. Evans.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
I'd
everyone, it's a distinct honor and privilege to be with you tonight. This is obviously an event, like they said, is once in a lifetime. I'm not going to see this again. So congratulations to all of you. Lambda Chi, congratulations. Making it to 100 years is an amazing accomplishment. I was in a fraternity. I'm sorry I wasn't a Lambda Chi. I apologize for that. Sigma Nu, Zeta Xi, number 398. UC Davis. I was a football player, and football players join fraternities, so I did my thing and I joined fraternity, not really knowing why that seemed to make sense, until I began to understand the brotherhood and what it meant, and the connections that I made, and the life-changing opportunities I had that I wouldn't have had otherwise. To this day, I still see my fraternity brothers, a variety of different occasions, some not so pleasant, but on the other hand, that's what happens when you get to my age. But the realities are is that each and every one of them is an important part of my life. And that's what's happening here tonight. You see that in all the comments that are made. One guy was mentioned by Mark tonight, and that's Herman Minders. And you realize that Herman was only here for a year? I just want to make sure you all know that. He was only here for a year. So what you all did in imprinting him the way you did, in that brief period of time he was here, has made him the most significant person, at least in terms of contributions, to this university and its history. His generosity is amazing. And it's you, it's what this fraternity has done that made that happen. You transformed this campus, you obviously provide a great deal of service, you're involved in all kinds of volunteer activity, you're involved in lip sync, you do a variety of other activities on campus. There's some things you probably can't talk about, but that's okay. There are a lot of things in my fraternity life I couldn't talk about either. I heard comments going on out there. I know some of the stories were true, some of them weren't, and some of them were kind of. I know how that goes. But the realities are that each and every one of you had an important part of your life that's connected to this institution and through this fraternity. And for that, I'm thankful. I also want to point out to the alums that are in the room, you got an opportunity to see the new associates and of course the actives, that the best part of my job, forgive me faculty, forgive me staff, is always the students. It's why I do what I do every day. That's why I get up every day and come to work and do what I do. The students are the best part. And when you look at what makes OCU great, time and time again, when people talk about why this institution is fantastic, it's because of its graduates. It's what they've accomplished, where they've gone in their careers, the meaningful changes they've made in people's lives. I don't change people's lives. They change mine. And I thank each and every one of you for what you do on behalf of this institution. Congratulations to all of you. Have a great night.
Hello, my name is Scott Bethel, Theta Delta. Thank you, Theta Delta 1054. I am here to talk to you tonight about Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon may just be the most important person in the history of Lambda Chi Alpha. Now to explain why, I gotta take you back. There's a young Nick Drago, and he's sitting in his parents' living room, and he's watching Footloose, starring Kevin Bacon. He said what many young men have said before they attend Oklahoma City University. He said, I just want to dance. He showed up at OCU, clutching that dream to his chest. He met a group of guys calling themselves Lambda Chi's, and they did everything they can to strip that dream away from him. He said, I've I've got an early morning dance class tomorrow. We said, but we've got a keg tonight. So Nick persevered through adversity. He got his degree and he went on to an amazing career in the entertainment industry. And then he came back to us. Now, I was alumni advisor for 2 years, and I thought I did an okay job until I saw Nick Drago do it. He is the reason that we are all here tonight. Don't let him tell you anything. So ladies and gentlemen, I talked to Brian Jabbar and he said we do indeed have quorum here tonight. I would like to propose that we make Nick Drago our Man of the Year. Can I get a second? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Always one. Motion carried. Now, let me tell you something about the award you just voted on. It is not necessarily to be given out every year, and it is to be given out for one reason and one reason only. Excellence in multiple areas of Lambda Chi Alpha Theta Delta. You were a great president? Sorry, you don't get the Man of the Year award. You were a great social chairman, the most important office in the whole fraternity? Sorry, you don't get the Man of the Year award. Since Drago's been back to us, he has been our chapter advisor. He's also worked as a house manager. He's dealt with alumni relations, internal brotherhood. Most importantly, he's been a mentor to these young men, etc., etc., etc. This award reads the Lambda Chi Alpha Nick Drago Man of the Year Award, presented to Nick Drago. Thank you for your years of dedication. Now you might notice that this award is named the Nick Drago Man of the Year Award. Let me give you a short random example of how that works. Let's say in the future, you want to give this award to me. It would read the Nick Drago Man of the Year Award presented to Scott Bethel. At this time, I would like to further propose that we name our Man of the Year Award the Nick Drago Man of the Year Award from now until forevermore. Can I get a second? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed? Yes. Motion carries. Nick, please make your way to the stage. Nick Drago, now is the time in my speech where I'm supposed to say thank you, and I don't have the words to do that. You have fans all over the world, but I promise you, some of your biggest fans are right here in this room tonight. Congratulations, Nick Drago. Ladies and gentlemen, please let Nick know how much you love and appreciate him.
I hope this plaque didn't come out of the budget.
That was really nice of you. Thank you. The truth of the matter is, like, I've told the story before. It's like, it's funny because, you know, I got to come back to Oklahoma and the opportunity, Chase hit me up about, coming back to the High Five. Here I am thinking I'm coming in to help these guys. It turns out I needed them more than they needed me, you know. So I love each and every one. I didn't realize they were doing this, so okay, I wasn't unprepared, but I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you. I mean, I truly, we have this alumni advisory board. I just want to read their names off real quick, just so they can be acknowledged too. Because all the stuff I've done, it wouldn't be possible without all these guys. Jason Ewald, Steve Lashley, Ben Patterson, Josh Leahy, John Hiller, Nick Evans, Raul Espinoza, Honeycutt, Jake Mabry, Tyler Patton, Sean Moore. Housing Corporation, Matt Evans, Jace Rowland, Brady Stone, Elias. He did that job alone for a while. Mark Kelly, Brian Jamar, Doug Clayton. Tyler Patton's done some excellent post-educational work, as we would say. And two guys in particular, Adam Jones and David Grieco, who have been there every single day. Mark Kelly, Terry Zinn, Stan Soul, you guys are incredible mentors as well. Thank you. You're just a mainstay here. And also my colleague Liaise, Beth One Honeycutt. Thank you guys for always being there for me. I run everything by them. I'd say, I don't know, it's good. And they're like, no, I'm like, okay, let's do it. You know? All right. And then past eyes that are in attendance, Greg Bunch, Terry Zinn, Maxwell, Zaleski, who couldn't be here tonight. And so I just wanted to say that this truly is a community. And without each of us, it just doesn't happen. It's not only I truly appreciate this, but I will share this award with each of you here tonight. So this means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Okay, real quick, we got to move on. We had a heck of a time going in, so I just want to give thanks to my big brother, Jared Fitch, who's in town. He helped us out. Bethel, Clint Garrett, Ed, Lee, Kyle, Paige, O'Ryan, Aaron Carter for the lighting, Don Major, who's out there like putting name tags and things, Christy, Christy, where you at for all the table designs. Yes, thank you, Christy. And, I had an opportunity to work with Clayton Jones this past year. I hit him up every single day, like midnight on the website. He was helping me, he was always there, so thank you, Clayton. It was awesome. So, okay, it takes a village. That being said, courtesy of one of our brothers, Lee Goforth, did some legwork for us, and got a little surprise for you here. And let's go ahead and let it do.
Congratulations to the Theta Delta chapter. Unwavering commitment to brotherhood and inspiration not only to the OC community, but also to those of us who understand the deeper meaning within our eternal law. Lord, not without labor, we will push forward into the future. May the next 100 years from this chapter as much pride and accomplishment as its first. Here's the Theta Delta, a shining example of brotherhood that inspires.
Hey everybody, I'm Mark Robert from the band OAR, and I am absolutely honored to be part of the celebration of 100 years of Lambda Chi Alpha. That is incredible. I wish I could be there with you guys tonight, but my man Lee told me that some of the music that we made and songs we played in OAR are a big part of your story, and that means the absolute world to us because we came up in the neighborhood hoping that one day our songs would represent where we came from. And other people can relate to that. And it's exactly what we're talking about. So thank you so much for this honor. We played a show tonight. I came back to the hotel and felt an immense missing of home. Happens all the time. But nights like tonight, when you guys are together, celebrating something as a unit, that is what this song is all about. And I'm so happy to hear that this song has something to do with your story, and was as a big part of it, and was a huge part of it. So, with that said, once again, thank you so much for including me. Here's a very quiet hotel room version of I'm gonna cry! Oh my god! This is intense. This is so cool. Thank you, Lee! I feel home when I see your faces and remember my home. I feel home when I'm chilling outside with some people I know. I feel home. That's just what I feel. 'Cause home to me is reality. When all I need is something real. Home to me, the only reality I have left. When I need some real, I go straight home. Thanks, congratulations. 100 years from now.
What's up, everybody? It's Charles Ciccone from Lady A. I'm also a fellow Lambda Chi, so hello, brothers. Heard y'all are celebrating your 100th anniversary of your chapter. That's amazing. I can't quite say I can say the same for ours. We've been kicked off a time or two, but yeah, I loved my times at Lambda Chi, and y'all have a great night. Celebrate and be safe.
Not too long ago, I was a crescent. In fact, I still am. So, Hi Alpha, you're turning 100, and I just have a lot of great memories of my time as a crescent at OCU with all my Lambda Chi Alpha brothers. God bless you. Take care and congratulations.
We go for it all time together, so thank you. Home stretch. We got two heavy hitters last, so it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to the stage the Chief Learning Officer, Office of Administration, Lambda Chi Alpha, Mr. Simon Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, brothers, and good evening, ladies. So, my name is Simon Taylor, and I serve as your Chief Learning Officer. And I have a bit of a different accent, as you can tell. So, our organisation is unbelievably special. And it's so special that I moved my family from the United Kingdom in July, got our visa, and came into America in July. Because I really believe in Lambda Chi Alpha. There's nothing else like it that I've ever come across. I spent a long time in defence, in the corporate world, in the United Kingdom. And when I had the opportunity to work with Lambda Chi Alpha, I met our CEO, Troy Medley, and he talked about the values. And he talked about the importance of making a difference. And I realised that not many people talk like this. Not nowadays. And not many people really believe this. And I want to be part of this. And that's why I'm now in the United States. So, I really want to just direct these 2 minutes to the alumni, the High Pi, and the advisors, and the difference that you make. You see, the Brookings Institute, the think tank, they have looked at young people between the ages of 14 and 24. And they have called it the decisive decade. And in that decisive decade, they've said that the opportunities, the challenges that you navigate, they have a long-term effect in terms of your health, your relationship, your finances, your career prospects, how you navigate 14 to 24. And Lambda Chi sits right in the last third and has a pivotal role in the rest of your life. Now, in the research also with the young men that I'm not going to go into, what society is waking up to regarding all the challenges is that young men need belonging and young men need purpose. And Lambda Chi has been doing that for years and will continue to do it for years. And that's what I've been hearing sitting there smiling, going, you embody the solution that everybody's crying out for. In the United States, in Canada, and also I would say in Europe as well. So look, I am here to serve you. It's why we build our learning. It's designed to help you on campus. It's designed to help you be a better man, a better leader, but also set you up for success in the world of work. I'm always here for you, brothers. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I hope you understood some of the words I've said. And just didn't hear, maybe you did. Thank you very much, and God bless.
This is just coming right off the hip right here. I didn't know that I was going to end up with the mic again. But we have, like Drago said, another heavy hitter. We have Grand High Delta, Dr. Ed Wilkinson. Give him a round of applause.
Theta, Delta, Zeta, congratulations! In 1924, Theta Kappa Nu founded Kappa Phi chapter at OCU. The founders of both Theta Kappa Nu and Lambda Chi Alpha deployed similar strategies, expanding into large and small colleges through an agglomeration of local fraternities. The Theta Kappa Nu's growth was severely damaged by the Great Depression. So in 1939, it merged with Lambda Chi Alpha, which was a natural fit. From this union, Kappa Phi became Theta, Delta, Zeta. The history of all kinds of organizations in the United States is littered with examples of hugely successful enterprises in their fields that at some point, like Theta Kappa Nu, have to find other alternative means of survival. Yet, Lambda Chi Alpha and Theta Delta Zeta in particular did not merely survive, they thrived. So what makes Lambda Chi Alpha thrive? What makes Theta Delta chapter so successful? I believe the major factors are extraordinary beginning, starting literally on a shoestring with a commitment to bringing a collegiate brotherhood to otherwise excluded young men. A fraternal brotherhood young men were starving for that did not exist for them before. Lambda Chi Alpha was being what other fraternities would not be. Through the years, Lambda Chi remained steadfast in holding true to this basic founding principle. Today, we continue to be what other fraternities won't be, responsive to change. Being able to adapt to change is the key to any organization's longevity. While most organizations are afraid of change, our visioning process is fundamental to our long-term success. A few years ago, our leadership strategically transformed our fraternity, literally reimagining how we would create a brand new fraternity totally from scratch today. Here's how I describe the process compared to prior reforms. Previous reforms were made as if culling a sock drawer, gently opening the drawer and then deciding which pair of socks to discard and which to replace with new ones. Conversely, our recent Reformation took a completely different approach. The process began as if jerking out the sock drawer, turning it over, emptying all the socks onto the bed, and then deciding which pair of socks were good enough to go back into the drawer. The results are amazing. Lambda Chi leads the fraternity world in producing outstanding young men through an intense focus on true growth through character building, education, and certifications for both active and alumni brothers. A sense of belonging by understanding that true growth comes from shedding the need for perfection and embracing our imperfections alongside our brothers. To fund these initiatives, our hardworking Educational Foundation Board and staff have undertaken a record-setting $60 million, 5-year Men with Purpose campaign. Active brothers and associate brothers, I challenge you to take advantage of the cutting-edge initiative Lambda Chi makes available to you, starting with the Ideal Man initiative, empowering you to embody our core values. If you're an officer seeking to serve on your High Zeta, complete our unique STED Leadership College. Embrace our philanthropic values by participating with our strategic partners, Movember and the American Red Cross. Alumni brothers, there's something new for you. Our fraternity has decentralized and expanded your training from a small team in Carmel, Indiana, to specialized mobile training teams through the Neville Advisors College. We can trace the formation of these initiatives to our motto, Beer, Quisque, Beer. Every man, a man. Originally,
that's right.
This motto stresses that our strength comes from the blending of widely varied talents. Diversity begets strength. Every man in the fraternity is a man of the fraternity. There is no one single kind or type of man who makes a good Lambda Chi. The original liturgy, taken from Theta Kappa Nu, stresses that through the virtues of making oneself a man, a Lambda Chi should be a true brother, a genuine patriot, and one who employs his learning for the good of society. One who holds himself accountable for his actions and outcomes. In short, a servant leader. If you want to make Lambda Chi Alpha even better, be a servant leader by making kindness and brotherly love your norm. National, religious, and cultural differences look small when you recognize that each person essentially cares for the same things you care for. If I were looking back from the end of my life and telling others what would help the world, what would make the biggest difference, I would say simple acts of kindness while expecting nothing in return. Researchers concluded that those who engage in acts of kindness show a 42% increase in happiness. One person doing a small act of kindness for a stranger can influence that person, himself, and everyone who witnesses it. There's a term for the warm, uplifting high we get from witnessing kindness: moral elevation. Make this your normal behavior. It will change your life and other people's lives. Brothers and friends, Lambda Chi has demonstrated our capability to adapt to change as we continue to develop and cultivate a lifetime of true brotherhood. For over a century, our fraternity has shown respect for our history while never losing focus on our future. We are an old tradition for a new generation. Once again, congratulations for reaching this extraordinary milestone. And let's keep being what other fraternities won't be. Let's make kindness and brotherly love through servant leadership our norm. Through our brotherly love, we can change a person's life in a small way. Or we may even change the world. Thank you.
We've been here for 100 years. As we celebrate the 100 years of Theta Delta, it's good to remember this song, here's to those who have gone before, and those who will be a million more.
We just remember the house is perfect. Like 10 years later, you remember the house is like a perfect place for it was. It was a perfect place for you in that time.
But we're all here for the same purpose.
One of the things we always say, I'll never be able to give back this house as much as it's given to me. And that holds true for every single generation that's come through this house.
Oh man, yeah, we did. 100 years. I was only around for like 97. That's fine.
That's one of the good things about seeing some young guy come to school and, you know, being told to screw up like I was. Seeing something really turn out really big.
The university will make you a scholar. Lambda Chi Alpha will make you a man.
Lambda Chi Alpha will always be here. If it's given an ounce of what it's given to me to the other 1,000, almost 500 people that have gone through these walls, it's touched so many lives in so many ways. It's not just something that we got to experience and then we put it away. We live through these values, and everyone that we love, we interact with is experiencing Lambda Chi and the good things it's brought.
When you make the decision to dedicate yourself to other people, you have the opportunity to grow, not only grow as an individual, but to become a better citizen, a better person, a better parent, a better husband, a better member of the community, but most importantly, you learn how to be successful, even through your failures. But one of the great things about being a member of Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity, I learned how to be successful, and I've carried that with me throughout my whole life and my whole career, and I've taught that to my kids.
We're one of the oldest Lambda Chi chapters in the country. We must be doing something right. The traditions are the same, the ideals are the same, it has to change.
These are people who will be there. We've all gone through the same thing. We've all taken the same oaths. We've all promised the same things to each other. It's powerful.
The other thing is that don't walk in front of me and be my leader. Don't walk behind me and be my follower. Walk beside me and be my brother. To me, that is the core of Theta Delta.
You end your day and you don't say goodbye to all your brothers, you just say good night.
Organizations come and go, but being a Lambda Chi and being part of the family, we were able to foster that when we were here, and obviously that's still going on.
But I think the real legacy lies in staying true to what our values are and creating an environment for guys to thrive.
This is my goal, for sure.
Keep drinking milk, keep eating bread.
All you gotta do is just sit in the house alone by yourself. That's a very hard thing to do, because there's always people here. But I've got a chance to do it a few times. When you sit in this house by yourself, no one here, you'll hear that history. You'll hear it in the walls creaking a little bit. You'll hear the echoes of Lambda past.
Paul's quote was, alone we can go fast, but together we can go far.
You can't do that for yourself and your own personal growth. Then become part of the brotherhood of Lambda Chi Alpha. And what we always believe, the big time is where you're at. Well, this is where we're at.
And I'm proud to be a Lambda Chi brother.
Brothers of Lambda Chi Alpha, after 100 years, you left something consistent for us to follow.
We've done this for 100 years.
100 years? Congratulations on 100 years. It's been 100 years. Happy 100 years. Brother still identical. Let's keep it going.
Let's ride to 100 more, baby. What can we do together for the next 100 years?
Chops on top.
Chops on top.
Chops on top.
Let's do 100 more. We've got 100 more in front of us.
Make this next 100 even better than before.
100 years, what a great time to celebrate.
Good evening. I'm Brian Jabbar, Theta Delta 1039. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that.
That's never good, listening.
This is awesome. These videos tonight, are they not great or what? It feels like the most appropriate way to end this night is to go on the front porch and sing. We can't really do that, so instead we got a plaque. Yeah. You know, you see these black and white photos of Theta Kappa Nu, and it's easy to wonder how much we really have in common with those guys. And then you see the guys in the house today, and you see the guys in the video, and you see the guys in this room. And I can't help but think that we'd come together in any era. My big bro was Brian Minietta. My freshman year, Charlie Reed went off one weekend with some girl somewhere, or maybe it was a mission trip. I think that's what it was. I think he was helping underprivileged children. And he left his car with Brian for safekeeping. So, of course, we piled in with a couple other guys and we headed down to Dallas. Well, we didn't make it to Pauls Valley before we had a minor accident. But the car was still drivable, so we continued on. The four of us just had to spend the rest of the weekend climbing in and out of the one passenger door that was operable. So sorry, Charlie. But it was a great trip. And it's just one of a dozen we had, just even those first few weeks in the house, as I'm sure you've all had. Then next semester, Brian asked Jake to move down the hall so that I could move into the house with him in room 9. And that's just the kind of guy that Brian is. He did more than give me to initiation. He helped me to make Theta Delta a home. So next year, I'm randomly paired with Scott Bethel for a recruitment trip to see the Rangers play a game. And I didn't even have to get to Pauls Valley before it was obvious. This guy needs to be a Lambda Chi. And when he arrived on campus this next semester, I thought, hey, I'm gonna do everything I can to make him feel just as welcome as my big brother did. It was the easiest thing I'd ever done. He was my best friend, and he really still is today. When I graduated, it was Mark Kelly who gave me a job. And who knows, you need more than a job, you need an opportunity. And it takes more than hard work. You need a mentor to help you succeed, and Mark was that person for me. Yeah, years later, I was divorced. Mark, I wish you could have helped me with that one. But it was Scott Delkamp and his wife Candace who took me out to dinner. The three of us sitting around upper crust sharing a pizza or somewhere else on many occasions. You'd think it'd be a third wheel situation, but they really never made me feel that way. They just knew I was lonely and didn't want me to be alone. And their house is still my favorite place to watch a game. You guys should come by sometime. If OU is playing, there will be some people at their house. Even when they're not there sometimes. I actually showed up one day, they weren't going to be there. Thanks for sharing that. I came to expect it. Anyway, it was Russ Strozier who led me in a salvation prayer. Hundreds of good times and deep conversations that laid the foundation for something else that wasn't going to happen with just anyone. It was Doug Claycomb who introduced me to a men's group that helped me learn to grow in my faith. When I was finally ready to get married again, it was my big bro who officiated the ceremony. And after 20 years of working with Mark, when it was time for me to do something else, it was Stephen Schmidt who helped me to get started. So yes, I've been unemployed for the last 25 years. It wasn't for Theta Delta. Thanks guys, I appreciate that. So here we are tonight. Nick Drago spent the better part of the last year planning this down to the last detail. So I get to see my old roommate Trevor Smith, Zeta, one of my favorite people in the world, who I just don't get to see that often anymore. Guys from all across the country, guys from across the ocean here tonight. Why? Because there's something special about a group of men with common values doing life together. It's not my story, it's mine and yours, and the guy next to you, and the table next to you, and all around this room, and now 1,486 stories over the course of 100 years. We're better together. And in a world where most men don't have more than a couple friends, look around. We are rich in relationship. So thanks for being here tonight to celebrate. Ladies, you're a part of this too. You're very much part of the story. If you would, raise your glass. Cheers. 100 years of Theta Delta. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks as well, Will Rogers, Katie, Donna, Tommy, your staff. Thanks for being gracious hosts. We couldn't have done this without you. That's it for the program this evening. Just one more thing. Guys, down front, group photo. Let's go, party pig.